All right, Western Kentucky, I think they were a Final Four participant in the NIT last year, returned quite a few players, and I know they signed some big kids, McDonald's All-Americans, by the way. Very good basketball team. Played a really tough schedule early on, and so their record may not indicate how good of a team they are. They played a really tough schedule. I know they had a tough loss last night at Missouri State. So it's an opportunity for us to play a team that with Coach Stansberry, someone who he's very familiar with. Being at Mississippi State, and then he was at A&M as associate head coach. He's got some tremendous players over there, and again, experienced team versus our team, which is an inexperienced team. So it's going to be about wheels of tempo, who can get the tempo to their liking. So we're looking forward to the opportunity to play Western Kentucky in a hopefully a packed Bell Walton Arena on Saturday.
Hey, Mike. Obviously, the bench played really well last night. How do you think they've evolved since the Texas game, and are you surprised at the contributions you're getting?
Well, that's been we talked about having an opportunity to develop our bench, and the only way they're going to develop is through practice and having an opportunity to play in games and play in meaningful minutes. And these guys have taken that, and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. You see different guys stepping up in different stages. Last night, Colorado State, you saw Keyshawn Embry kind of break out a little bit. We've been seeing it with Reggie. He's been flirting with double-doubles coming off the bench, and that's big for us. And I thought Gabe was just a warrior out there. I thought he and Reggie kind of ignited, the things that took place defensively on the offensive glass, on the defensive glass, just bringing a level of toughness. And, of course, I think you can see Daz is getting more and more comfortable defensively and offensively. So the more that bench continues to develop, it's going to pay big dividends for our basketball team because, the guys that start out, they can only go for so long. And we saw that last night. The air got kind of thin up there. They were gasping for air. Their chest was burning, of course, with the altitude. And so it was important that those guys come in and give Dan and Adrio and Jalen Harris and Mason and Isaiah, give them some rest. So so it's encouraging to see it. We talk about going out each and every game, Bob, trying to get better. Our team, guys trying to get better, understanding their role and what they bring to the team. I made the statement, and I continue to say it. We're going to have about 7, 8, 9 starters. And so the key is getting playing time and what you do at that time. And we're seeing guys starting to play efficient minutes now.
Keyshawn was one of those guys last night on both ends of the floor doing things, making the threes, but then also helping you out on the other end as well.
Well, I think it was big. We made shots. If you look at the game, the overall picture, we start off the game making shots from the perimeter, and then we start getting the inside, attacking the basket and getting some inside stuff. But Keyshawn, his defense has been consistent, and I think that's what's been getting him on the floor. And it's just a matter of time before he gets into a nice little routine because we know he's capable of putting the ball in the hole. And it was good to see him do that last night consistently. And so hopefully that's a building block for him as we continue to move forward.
Yeah, Mike, kind of playing off the bench question. Daniel got in foul trouble, didn't even take a shot from the field in the first half. You guys are up by 11. Reggie had a real nice first half. What do you think that says about the team? You're up by 11 without Daniel taking a shot, and what do you really like about Reggie's game right now?
We got more balance. I mean, the Colorado State that were determined that they were going to take away Dan. They were going to make it difficult for him to score. So we got other options, and those guys have an opportunity to showcase that last night. I thought the ball moved. We had 28 assists on 38 field goals. That tells this team is sharing the basketball. And I think it's just a brother-in-law situation. If one guy's out, it's the next man up. So it was Reggie's opportunity. It was Gabe's opportunity, and those guys came in and gave us some great minutes.
Well, what do you really like about Reggie's?
Reggie plays the game with an edge. He's he got stuff you can't teach. He got athletic ability. He's got some toughness. Got grit. He's got good hands. He runs the floor well. He defends. He just He's got a lot of potential there, and like I said, we're just starting to tap in some of it. But the more he plays, I think the more you get a chance to see the things he can do. He can handle the basketball in open floor. You would know that when he ran over the guy. He blocked the guy's shot and ran over on the charge. But if you don't get a chance to do that, how will you learn? And I think that's what he's doing. They're learning. These guys are learning on the job. I mean, these guys are thrown in there with some meaningful minutes. And so from our coaching standpoint, our coaching staff, and that's why I say our coaching staff does a great job, it's good to see those guys start to start getting it. You know, it's got to be a point where you get it, and they're starting to get some of it. And but it's still early. It's only, 6-7 games into the season, so a lot of basketball left, and we got a lot of room to grow.
Kind of what do you look for out of Daniel versus Bassey as far as that kind of a matchup?
It's going to be a tremendous matchup. I mean, two big guys that are really mobile and agile. I think Daniel's got to continue to do things he's been doing. Be hard to guard, whether that be on the block, whether that be moving around on the floor. One of his strengths, obviously, is running the floor. I think he gets down the floor. He got a great pair of hands. And we got to put him in a position where he can score. So we figure we'll see some different defenses, and we got to be able to make the adjustments. So but to me, it's not just going to be about those two guys. It's going to be about Western Kentucky versus Arkansas. I think that's the big key. And as the game unravels, we'll find out, the things that we got to do. But we know Daniel's got to be the center. We're going to start inside out. He's got to be that centerpiece for us.
Even as everybody was hitting those threes early last night, was there a concern about Daniel not touching the ball early in the ball game?
Well, yeah, much so. They were making shots, but I thought, we don't forget what we started out to do, try to get the ball inside. And so I think it was a concentrated effort to, hey, let's make sure we attack that basket. And I think Reggie was the first one to get a dunk, and then I think he got another play, and all of a sudden you saw us now not just living and dying with the three-point shot. We're going to take what the defense gives us. And we just shot the ball well. We shot the ball well early on. But I thought we did some good things early after that, getting in transition, attacking the basket, getting guys behind the defense, get some offensive rebounds and scoring. So we did a lot of good things from that. So no, we're not a team that's going to live and die on the three-point line. So that's still the learning curve. I mean, they make some, and they, I think some of them be having those heat checks, what they call them, heat checks, I guess. I think that's what they call it.
You mentioned the learning curve right there. With a month until SEC play starts, is there any areas of your team you'd like to see improve over the next month?
Yeah, defensively, I think defensively we can always improve. I think rebound the basketball, we got to do it against every team we play. I think we got to keep people off the free throw line. Colorado State got to the free throw line more than we did last night, but we made more field goals than they did. So that was the equalizer. We got them on the glass, and we had some second chance opportunities. We want to continue to do that, but I think defensively we want to continue to play great defense and continue to develop our bench. I think that's going to be the strength of our team and the numbers that we have, and trying to make fatigue a factor in a 40-minute game. I like how we're playing. I think, like I said, we're sharing the basketball. Jalen Harris, obviously, he can, with so many guys that are making shots right now. I mean, his assist totals continue to go up, and he's valuing the basketball. I think that's the lowest output of turnovers that we've had, and that's not people won't even press us. We were turning it over, so maybe we're taking better care of the ball. But they pack their defense, and so. You got a Western Kentucky team that's coming here. They got some long, athletic guys that are quick, get in passing lanes. So we gotta continue to value the basketball. I think just consistently get better. The last night was a game of runs, or spurts, you want to call it, and we want to keep those spurts and runs a lot longer. Not necessarily have those droughts. We had some droughts where they went on like a 17-2. I don't know what it was, 17-2 run or something like that there. We got to eliminate those and hopefully keep the runs going for us. But I've been with our defense. I think it's been pretty good.
I guess the TV said there was 14 NBA scouts there last night. I assume there'll be a lot here on Saturday. They'll want to see Daniel going against Bassey. How do you feel like Daniel's handling that? He said in here he really doesn't pay attention to that, but How do you think he deals with that, knowing there's a lot of NBA guys around?
He doesn't. I don't think he does. I think he's, it's amazing when you practice and you work so hard, at what you do, and I try to make it where they take their practice to the game, and so you dial into that court. You're not dialing into all the outer elements. That's what good players do. They hone in on what they got to do to help their team win, and I think so far he's done a good job. I'd say it again, our staff has done a good job of making sure that Dan is focused. Obviously, he's the center of attention, and he knows that. We know that, but I think he's just taking his stride, one day at a time, just trying to get better.
I don't know if you were, I know Bassey's from Africa, but I don't know if he. I know he played in the U.S. here for a few years. I don't know if you ever have you seen him play in person, or how's he look on film? What impresses you about?
I've seen him
Bassey?
play. Yeah, he's got a big time motor. Got a great pair of hands. Can score. I mean, he's a very, very talented kid. Very talented.
Does his game remind you a lot of Daniel's skill set, or similar?
He's a different player. I mean, a different kind of player. I think Daniel's more of a he's one of those guys who can put it on the floor. He can make great post moves. Whereas Daniel's more of a I guess athletic, very, very athletic, and he's athletic as well. He's a good player. He's a good player.
Last night on the radio, you said something like, you're trusting the bench guys to put them out there, so they got to trust themselves. Is that matter of, do you feel like they're gaining more confidence, or I guess if you could expound on that a little?
Yeah, I think that's when I said that is that there's a trust factor when you play. Just even with our guys, you can see it. Guys rotating over. Let's say a guy. Everybody think Isaiah Joe is just a shooter. Isaiah is probably one of our better defensive players, touching balls, taking charges. I mean, Jaden Fire gets beaten. He over there to help him. He's trusting. I'm putting pressure on the ball, and dribble penetration is the hardest thing to cover. So you got to trust that somebody's going to be there for it. Or Daniel Gafford on the post. I can go score. I can split the trap. Jalen Harris come down the middle. I'm going to trust him. He's going to make a play. Okay, that's trusting. Well, now, the other scenario is coming off the bench. Hey, you going out there, go out and play. I don't want you looking over here at me. Just go play basketball. And you got to play with confidence. And so they got to, and it takes a little while to get used to this level, especially for young guys. We got so many new guys at this level of play. The strength, the speed, all those things factor in, and it takes games before that takes place. But I'm showing them, I'm trusting them because I'm putting them out there. And so they got to go ahead and play with that confidence and make the mistakes and get through it. And so they can do the things they do every day in practice, taking their practice to the game. So I think it's just a confidence factor is what it is. I got confidence in them, if you want to term it that way. But you got to have confidence in yourself. All right, thank you, guys. Okay.